No matter who wins the presidential election, this year's show that political polling is at best an imperfect practice and may be in need of reform. Joe Biden is expected to win the popular vote, but by a smaller percentage than poll averages suggested.
Many state polls in the race for president and other federal offices were even farther off. Tonight, Nikki Dementri looks at what problems might lie within the polling system and whether they can be fixed.
Polls and election results are not adding up this year. Maine Senator Susan Collins is on track to win re-election despite not leading a single poll.
This is an honor.
More votes are being counted. Numbers are changing constantly. But the question remains, is polling dead?
I think in the light of day, it's going to be a mediocre year for the polls, but one where directionally they correctly pointed toward Biden's wins in key states once all votes are counted and called.
538, a division of ABC News gave former Vice President Joe Biden an 8-point lead in national polls leading into Election Day.
When you compare the final results, and it's going to take a couple of weeks in some states, to the polls will probably wind up getting 48 or 49 out of the 50 states right. They'll probably come a little low on Biden's popular vote.
We've talked before, and we've talked about how things changed after 2016 when it came to the polls. Did enough change for this election when it comes to the polls?
Clearly not. People like me who are engaged in the polling enterprise, I think they did an awful lot of what they could do. But there's still some things clearly that are at issue.
UB Associate Professor and elections expert Jacob Neuheisel says the problems that plague polls this time around aren't really fixable. He points to issues like non-response bias.
I think that it means that people are not answering our surveys, and the people who aren't answering our surveys have different preferences than those who are. And that's a problem because you can't make somebody answer a survey.
Neuheisel believes polls are here to stay, but this year might be the final straw for public trust. He says political scientists like himself will continue to use polls, but instead of using them to predict things, it'll be used to diagnose.
They are some form of information. Not terribly great information is a lot better than no information.
Nikki Dementri, 7 Eyewitness News.